Our first thing tonight, Dynamite Tiger basically wanted to know if we could talk about maybe creating a couple of extra channels that are outside the purview of the channel spawner, just because a few random people have been coming to visit lately, and they don't have the level to create their own channels. Now, we don't want this to become some way that a hacker could create problems, but at the same time, we don't want to slam the door in the face of visitors, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm assuming that's kind of what he was asking about this for. Anybody have any thoughts on that?
Isn't everybody able to make channels in the channel spawner?
Well, I think trusted and
Nope.
above.
Trust and above.
Yeah,
But
if you're
you have to be given it by an admin.
Yeah, so what he's specifically asking, he's specifically asking about visitors. So that's where we're kind of a little bit. We would kind of like to meet him first, you know. Did you have something, Crosser?
I think you were beating to share my response, I guess. So I mean, it's not long or tough to get trusted status. It doesn't take more than a few visits, it seems like. So I think we just hold off on adding a bunch of channels that, you know, perhaps aren't as popular in our community. I mean, I don't know. I just don't know if having a ton of extra channels is necessary when you can create them, and trusted status comes fairly quickly.
Yeah, I was kind of in between what you're saying, Crosser, and the thought that, oh well, you know, we could maybe create one channel for this, but then it only takes a few seconds for a visitor to come find anybody in the server and say, hey, any way I could create an extra channel. He was talking about a couple people have come into the art channel over this, and I'm not trying to be rude, I'm not trying to sound horrible by saying this, but we used to have this with our admins when we had Counter-Strike. If you are in the game and you're an admin and you don't have the time or the patience to be an admin or be a Christian while you're in the game, something's wrong. If you are in the ARC TeamSpeak channel and somebody comes and bugs you for a channel or your help creating a channel and you don't have time for them, something's wrong with the ARC channel. Does that make sense? Christians first, gamers second, exactly. Anybody else have anything? Shadow, you had the light on, Orange?
Well, pretty much what I was going to say other people have said is basically, I have two thoughts. Is one is if they're around, it doesn't take us long to figure out who's not a troll and who is a troll kind of thing. So if they just come around, we want to know who is coming onto our TeamSpeak server. It's not just a catch-all kind of thing. We like to know who's there. The other one was, you guys were talking about the just at least one channel there, but as you guys got back and forth on that, so that was my other thing.
Alrighty, I'm not sure if there's really anything that needs to be said about that. That's kind of an issue that I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on because I think everybody's kind of in accord on this. If you have somebody come to you directly asking about channel creation, just talk to them for 3 minutes, find out who they are, you know, ask them a couple of questions, make sure they know that they can't use profane language on our servers, that kind of thing, and you're good to go. Pretty cut and dried. Okay, we had a request from Kisa about a poll for movie night, and we have a forum thread here. Just a second. I believe that is the forum thread in question. It's in the chat there. Basically, just wanted to throw this out. Cuss is at work right now, but it's basically about maybe bringing back the movie nights. And I think her suggestion so far is if it's not a movie per se, but maybe some of the comedy of Brian Regan, which of course Scribe was a big fan of. So
highly recommended.
Highly recommended. He's also very clean. Of course, there's lots of others. I'm sure quite a few of you have heard of Christian comedians like Tim Hawkins, for example. That'd be a great way to get the movie nights restarted. So we can say that we mentioned this, and I'll put it in the minutes, and hopefully you guys will visit this thread and put in your 2 cents. Crosser wanted to talk just a little bit about some upcoming Christmas stuff, and Crosser, I'll give you the floor for that.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I know in years past we've, a few of us together and sort of lead up a small team of us to just come up with ideas for events or giveaways and such. And so, I don't know. I figure some of the people in the past aren't here anymore. I kind of wanted to lead it up, and I've talked to a couple of individuals to help me with that. And then I think beyond that, I'll probably end up contacting the division leaders in the next week or so, as far as like doing game nights that are on theme with Christmas, and see what we want to do as far as do we if we want to do like 3 weeks in December and have it on the same evening, or if we wanted to cater it to just spinning the regular weekly Overwatch nights and Rocket League nights and just spin it for a Christmas type of theme. So I don't know, I'm still mulling it over. I just wanted more or less it to be an announcement that I'm gonna, if there's any objections, start on getting what we want as far as the schedule, if it's 3 weeks or if it's just a 1 week deal, where we just have a day, or if we had 3 days, I don't know. And just see what we all want to do, and have karaoke and just good times. So I don't really have any, I thought of this today actually, so I don't have a written schedule of the events or anything. It's just more or less raising it, saying, hey, I'm gonna start bugging a couple people and see if we can get something lined up as far as ideas, events, and maybe share more info. And what is this meeting? Is it bi-weekly CC meetings?
This is the every 2 weeks, yes.
Yeah.
Monthly.
Okay, so hopefully in a couple weeks I'll have much more to say as far as games we're going to play and events that we're going to do and giveaways we're going to do. And I'll probably, if there's anybody in this channel, I might end up talking to a few individuals about getting some assistance that will maybe assist me with some of these individual events.
Crosser, I'd like to mention that I have access to the list of giveaways that Sky Ranger and Raider have put together, of the giveaways that they've amassed for their game nights. I'm sure we have absolutely no problem throwing those into the Christmas event either, because that is one of the big events that really draws a lot of people during the holidays. So we do have access to that list. There's still some keys in there.
Okay, yeah, it's good to know. I'll keep that in mind. I know we had such a generous group of people in CC or in the community that we it was almost like we had to speed up the giveaway because there's so many people generously giving keys. So I'll keep that in mind and see how we want to incorporate that this year, if we're just wanting to do a random raffle, or if we want to actually have some sort of contests with Rocket League and cars, or I'm not sure what the other games offer as far as maybe in-house contests or not, but like I said, I'll probably meet with the division leaders on a individual basis to get their feedback and see how they want to kind of incorporate the Christmas theme stuff in December. So but yeah, that's great.
On the subject of a raffle, I've thought about ideas for a long time on how we might do something like that, and it's so hard to do on the internet. Rather than do a raffle, I have a challenge. I have a challenge for anybody in our community that can afford it. I think what we should do this year is that anybody that can afford to do so should, not donations to CC, but separately from donations. This is just coming off the cuff. I'm coming up with this right now. Perhaps we should all consider if we had like a challenge where, if you can afford $10, fine. If you can afford $20, fine. But everybody throws all their money into a pool, not for a raffle, but to purchase one thing for, somebody that really needs it. Or, just coming off the cuff. We'd have to talk about this. But the point is, I think rather than a raffle, which would be very hard to do, and it would, the money involved, it would be kind of weird. It would make more sense if we were to, do something specific for somebody that needs something. Just a thought.
If someone can raise a legitimate concern and have evidence of that concern, I would be for that. Not to say I don't trust our community, but I have been a part of other communities in the past where they've done something similar and they actually found out that the person was lying. as tragic as that sounds. So, we're just talking about real dollars and stuff and donating to an individual. I like the concept. It's just I'm reserved when it comes to giving a lump sum cash to people without having good.
Oh, I totally get that.
evidence behind it.
I wasn't talking about cash. I meant like, maybe we all get together and buy somebody something like a nice video card or something like that. But it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
It's something to talk about later.
it's a good idea. It's certainly something that you can maybe pursue. As far as my reaction to that, I'm just, like I said, reserved. And the ironic thing is that the person that lied about it basically was lying about his own computer situation, and the community had come together and purchased a custom built PC, and then the guy went and sold it for cash.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So it was a terrible situation, and like I said, I don't think there's people around here like that. But then again, we did trust this guy too, so I don't know. But it's sorry, I didn't mean to like completely rain on the parade. Maybe that was a unique situation. I'm just reserved about.
No, I
that
totally
concept.
get what you're saying. As long as we're talking about like, what we're doing so far, the games that we have on this list that I mentioned are things like, people that are members of Humble Bundle Monthly, they get free keys every month. And
Yep.
so out of their generosity, they're giving us something that is really not a burden on them at all.
Okay.
So,
no,
yeah.
those are fine, totally. Game keys and such, I don't have any problem with that. I think that's fantastic. So, we'll mull it over amongst the team I round up, and then see how we kind of want to incorporate that. If we want to do contests, we kind of give the top 3, 4, 5 players keys to particular games, or if we want to just have a raffle drawing for an hour like we did in prior years. So I'm just kind of mulling over what we want to do to mix things up and to come up with events that people want to participate in. So
I do have one request, Crosser.
yeah.
Make absolutely certain that the 12 Days of Christmas gets sung this year in Team.
Well, we'll see about that. I'm sure there'll be karaoke, no doubt.
I'm not sure if Revaldis will be handy, but if he can be 5 golden rings, that'd be awesome. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, anything else on the Christmas thing at all? By the way, we should probably add that wing to your top moments of 2017. It was the last couple of moments of 2016, but that 12 Days of Christmas last year was fantastic.
Come on, guys. 2017 or bust. Come on. I can't put
but
top
it's not
moments of
over.
2017 was the last moment of 2016. Come on.
You
rolling
gotta set the date, somehow. But anyway, so
It's
that
very
is
easy. January 1st.
well. Anyway, but what will we do between now and December 31st? Steve? We can't vote on this year until next year, then, if you get what I'm saying. But anyway,
That's why I put it up now, so there's more opportunity.
Okay, you're right. We'll just have to get Revaldis to do 5 golden rings again. That's all we'll have to do.
I am perfectly okay with this.
At any rate, this is all of our open agenda topics so far. So, in the interests of keeping it quick, anybody else have any more open meeting business for us this evening? Anyone at all? Questions, concerns, suggestions?
MJ Caboose left your channel.
Alrighty, I will call this meeting, the open part of the meeting anyway, adjourned, and I will